It's Christmas time. Oh, hello everybody. It's me, Chris Smith. And today I got out the big sign because it's a very special day. It's Tony nomination day. Or at least this happened on May 9th, 2022. So you may be watching it later than that. But this is the 75th annual Tony Awards. I know what you're thinking. We just had the Tonys in the fall. Well, that was because there was a pandemic. And the 2020 awards got pushed until the fall of 2021. And now it's time for the 2021/2022 season awards. And they had a very full season, which is miraculous given the time of the great pandemic, the variants that have still been ravaging the world and shutting down Broadway show by show, for a few days here and there because of positive COVID test. But theater is enduring. So let's get to the nominations, shall we? For Best Play, it's Clyde's by Lynn Nottage, Martin McDonagh's Hangman, the Layman Trilogy, that is by Stefano Massini, adapted by Ben Power, and it was directed by Sam Mendes. It played at the Amundsen Theater in Los Angeles, but I didn't get a chance to see it. I wasn't really that interested in the Layman Trilogy. Ooh, sorry. Also nominated for Best Play, The Minutes, the Steppenwolf production by Tracy Letts, and Skeleton Crew by Dominique Morisseau. That was directed by Ruben Santiago Hudson and featured Felicia Rashad in it. So that's very exciting. Now, speaking of exciting, there are 6 nominated musicals this year. I don't think I've ever remembered a time where there were 6 musicals nominated. 5 maybe, but usually 4. And I was scrolling through the past nominees, and I just never saw that any time where there were 6. Now this year they include Girl from the North Country. It's written and directed by Connor McPherson and features the music of Bob Dylan. MJ the Musical, about Michael Jackson before the allegations. Billy Crystal in Mr. Saturday Night. Paradise Square, a new musical. 6, the musical, about the 6 wives of Henry VIII. And A Strange Loop, which is a musical that I didn't know very much about until just recently. And it is about a young man named Usher, who's actually a theater usher, and is working on Broadway at the Lion King. And he's writing a musical about a young man named Usher, who is actually a theater usher and is working on Broadway at the Lion King, and is writing a musical about a young man named Usher who's working as a theater usher. And it just goes on. And it has a very small cast, and it's very unusual, very interesting. I look forward to talking more about that in the days and weeks to come. Now, Best Revival of a Play include American Buffalo by David Mamet. For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Enough. And How I Learned to Drive. I saw that many years ago in LA at the Mark Taper Forum with Molly Ringwald. And this, of course, is the revival that brings back Mary Louise Parker and David Morse. Take Me Out, about the gay baseball player. I saw that many years ago on Broadway. And, of course, Trouble in Mind, starring LaChanze, who I love. Remember her from Well, so many things. Ragtime, Once on This Island, love LaChanze. Now, best revival of a musical include Caroline or Change, one of my favorite shows. Company, the Stephen Sondheim musical. And Meredith Willson's The Music Man, starring Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster. Now, there were only 4 shows that were eligible for Best Revival, and the other show, Funny Girl, is, well, it didn't get nominated. In fact, they only got 1 nomination. And that was for Jared Grimes for featured actor in a musical. So, but at least it got 1 nomination. And interestingly, of all the 13 musicals, that's the 9 musicals that were up for Best Original, Best New Musical, and then the 4 that were up for Best Revival. Every single one of them got at least a nomination, because Mrs. Doubtfire got 1 nomination for Rob McClure. And, so no show was shut out completely. Diana even got a nomination for William Ivy Long for Best Costume Design. The costumes were very good in Diana, it's true. Now, L. Morgan Lee, who's in A Strange Loop, is the first openly trans Tony-nominated performer for her work. So that's for featured actress in a musical. And A Strange Loop won the 2020 Pulitzer Prize for Drama, because this show has been around off-Broadway and was preparing to come to Broadway when the great pandemic came. So let's talk about some of the missing shows besides Funny Girl. And Beanie Feldstein, who stars in Funny Girl, she didn't get any nominations. Neither did Jane Lynch, who's in the show. Daniel Craig for Macbeth. Are we allowed to say Macbeth, or do we have to say the Scottish play? I think we're not allowed to say it in the theater, right? Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick didn't get nominated for Plaza Suite. And here was a shocker. Katrina Link, who is on my wall for Company. Where is it? There it is, right back there behind my head. Company did not get a Katrina Link lead actress nomination, which I was surprised. But at least Patti LuPone was nominated. Deborah Messing didn't get nominated for Birthday Candles. The show didn't get anything. Lawrence Fishburne and Darren Criss, they didn't get nominated for American Buffalo, but Sam Rockwell did. And Thoughts of a Colored Man by Keenan Scott II, it didn't get nominated at all. So, yeah, there were some things missing, and you would think that I guess the Tonys is a little bit above saying, oh, well, we want a really good awards show with lots of star power, so we'll throw in Daniel Craig and Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick and Jane Lynch. But, they don't have to do that because it's the theater. It's above star power, though they love their star power. But here's a list of all the shows that has the number of nominations. A Strange Loop has 11. MJ has 10. Paradise Square has 10. Company has 9. So pause it on your show when you want to see how many there were. Let's talk about some of those. Billy Crystal was nominated for Best Performance by an actor in a leading role in a musical. Miles Frost for MJ, and Billy Crystal was Mr. Saturday Night. Miles Frost for MJ. Hugh Jackman in The Music Man. Rob McClure in Mrs. Doubtfire. I have that poster hanging up there, right there next to Jagged Little Pill. You know, Mrs. Doubtfire got me through some dark days during the pandemic because of their song. As long as there is love. You know, they haven't done their cast. They may have done their cast recording, but it hasn't come out yet. And Jaquel Spivey for A Strange Loop was nominated for performance by an actor in a leading role in a musical. Now, leading actress in a musical, Sharon D. Clarke of Caroline or Change. I would have loved to have seen that. Carmen Cusack, Flying Over Sunset. Sutton Foster for The Music Man. Joaquina Kilakongo for Paradise Square, and Mare Winningham for Girl from the North Country. Now, for all the other nominees, go online. You can find them everywhere. Playbill.com, Broadway.com. The Tony Awards has a website. But I did write down the best book of a musical nominees. Girl from the North Country by Connor McPherson. MJ by Lynn Nottage. Mr. Saturday Night by Billy Crystal, Lowell Gans, and Babaloo Mandel. Paradise Square by Christina Anderson, Craig Lucas, and Larry Kerwin. And A Strange Loop by Michael R. Jackson. Not Michael Jackson, but Michael R. Jackson. Now you know that I'm a book writer, so it's important that we look at book writers. And Best Original Score, Music and or Lyrics, Flying Over Sunset, Music Tom Kitt, and Lyrics Michael Corey. Mr. Saturday Night, Music Jason Robert Brown, and Lyrics Amanda Green. Paradise Square, Music Jason Holland, Lyrics Nathan Tyson, and Masi Assar. Six, the Musical, Music and Lyrics by Toby Marlowe and Lucy Moss. And A Strange Loop, Music and Lyrics by Michael R. Jackson. He's another one of those people that did the music, lyrics, and book of a musical. I think I told you in another one of my videos that we were always told at New Musicals Inc. that we had to have a collaborator and couldn't do all three of the things ourselves. And I wish that I could have, but of course I don't write music. So we're going to be talking about the Tonys in the next few weeks as we get closer and closer to the big day. It's happening June 12th on CBS. It's going to be a 4-hour extravaganza this year, so it's on Paramount. There's going to be a special exclusive programming for an hour on Paramount, and then you'll go to CBS. And this year it's live. So even the West Coast, for the first time ever, gets to see it at 5 p.m. We're very excited. 4 p.m., I guess, because we'll start at Paramount, and then we'll go over to CBS. Or this year, you can also watch it on Paramount. So it'll be on CBS and Paramount, or just on Paramount, whichever you choose to do. And it's hosted by Ariana DeBose of The Prom, and she played the Bullet in Hamilton, and she of course was in West Side Story and just won an Oscar, an Academy Award for her role of Anita. So we're very excited and very happy that she's hosting. So Blackie Humphrey, would you like to come and say goodbye to the people? Oh, he's so happy. Blackie Humphrey and I will be watching the Tony Awards, won't we? And we're very happy about it. Mwah! So we'll be talking about some more nominees, and maybe even some of those play and featured actors and nominees. And yes. Okay, until then, have a wonderful, wonderful awards season for theater, and we'll see you the next time. It's Christmas time.